Okay, guys, welcome to today's Q&A session here at Inside Real Estate. We're kind of in the midst of a transition here. We have been doing for a while now our next level strategies, and that also had a little bit of a Q&A component, but we've expanded this out. We're going to be doing them Monday through Thursday, and they're open to the whole universe of Inside Real Estate users. So I just want to direct your attention before we roll in to the calendar. The calendar can be found in your dashboard here in KV Core up at the top right. See where it says calendar right there, view live training calendar. I'm getting this link changed to be more in line with the webinar schedule link that you can also find under support and training right here. You'll notice if you click this, everything is now separated by time zone, which is handy. And the idea behind these sessions is we're going to try to launch them and introduce a new concept or tactic or strategy for just a few minutes. Maybe it's a KV Core feature or something, or a feature of another one of our products. Just talk for a few minutes. And then it's going to be just open Q&A, anything you guys want to talk about for the rest of the session. So from day to day, if you're having things you're struggling with or ideas that you want to bounce off like-minded people, you can come on these sessions. They're 4 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Pacific, Monday through Thursday. And we'll do our best to record them and get them up on the YouTube channel and in the Facebook group. But definitely you can come to the calendar at any time from day to day at this time and just click and join us here on Zoom. So hope that's good. Not a lot of attendees today. I've been out a little bit. We're just getting in the swing of promoting these. So I'm not expecting a lot of Q&A, but for my part, I'll just kind of jump in and share a little bit of what's going on in my personal KV Core account here, just the things that I play with. And one thing that I found was interesting, and these do dribble in, is that I got a Core Messenger bot lead this morning, 6 hours ago, which was kind of cool. And what this came from, if you've seen it in Marketplace, we have this Core Messenger bot that integrates tightly with KV Core. It's basically a Facebook Messenger bot. It talks to people. And somebody was on the site and they happened to click to get their home value, which is really cool. So I can see the address right here. It says we are unable to determine the lead's home value. And I think the reason was in this case is because it wasn't able to very accurately know that the 417 at the end of the address, I'll make this bigger for you guys to see, probably didn't know that this was a unit number or something, or it tried to run the valuation on the whole thing. I think the bot does account for unit numbers, but it needs to come in a certain way. But anyway, we got the full contact info submitted by the person over the Facebook Messenger bot, which is awesome. We now have an address that we can send a home valuation to. It accidentally triggered the wrong campaign, and I like to share the ugly a little bit here too. I had this property boost in Facebook ads campaign that for some reason was triggered, and this can happen. I see people sometimes get upset when the automation doesn't do exactly what you expect it to. But remember, this stuff's all driven by humans. So I need to go in and just check out and make sure that I don't trigger this property boost in Facebook ads campaign for what was a seller lead. It kind of texted them a question, said, hey, I saw you requested property info for my website. Were you able to get the link? Okay. It's kind of the wrong text to send, but I'm not worried about it, right? Or actually what it sent was, hi, thanks for checking out property info on our website. Are you looking to buy, sell now, or just browsing? So that actually wasn't an awful one. But I'll just share, these sorts of things, these add-ons for, I think it's 69 or 79 bucks a month, Core Messenger bot. If it sifts me one good seller lead like this every week or two, hey, why not, right? And it just kind of sits on the site and does its thing. Just for reference, might as well show you what that looks like here. And then I'll share one other little test from the weekend that went pretty well with an open house as well. And as I said up front, that's what we'll do. We'll just kind of talk about a few things that are going on. A lot of times me or the other trainers will just kind of use what's going on in our own accounts that we see other users doing, hopefully to kind of get things, the ideas flowing for you, maybe inspire you a little bit around what you might want to do. I'm waiting for my Messenger bot to load up, and it seems my internet is dragging. I apologize if it's dragging for you guys and I'm breaking up in any way, but wow, this is taking a while to load. But the bot, where are you, bot? I know you were there this morning because somebody opted in, but now I don't see it on there. Let me look at the chat here. Great, yeah. So Gary, that's great that you're new. Just remind everybody that we do have, for new people, we have our quick start sessions. Those occur 3 hours prior to this. So that's 1 p.m. East, 10 10 a.m. Pacific. That's kind of a rolling, you might call it like a boot camp that happens every week. We launched that this week as well. Kind of goes through the quick start course that you'll find in the members area, and you can go through each section, but you're certainly welcome on these sessions. Sometimes we might get a little geeky or skew toward the advanced side of things. And if you're not quite ready at that, please forgive us. But here's the bot down here. I don't know why it's loading so slow, but the person basically interacted with this and they said that they would like to get their home value, as I'm doing on the right side, and they went through the tree and it generated a lead, which is very cool. So that's that. The next thing I'd like to share was the results of a Facebook open house ad, which I manually ran. Liz, who works at the company I'm at, she had a house that was actually down the street from me. And I knew exactly, she Facebooked me Friday night. And she's like, hey, I got an open house tomorrow. Is it too late to run a core Property Boost? And I was like, yeah, it is. Because if you go into Property Boost in the marketplace, which is just an awesome way to generate leads around your listings, and you try to run the open house version, I think it's going to tell you you need a 3 or 4 day lead time. And the reason for that is, the ad needs time to go live, basically, before the open house. So we need to know when the open house is, and the ad needs time to run at least for a few days to at least get you a result. But this was Liz saying, hey, can you do anything? Just run me a quick Facebook ad for my for my open house tomorrow. And I was like, sure. And it actually worked kind of okay. It generated a few leads. I basically went and ran a manual Property Boost for the listing. So let's take a look at that. Show you what I did. And of course, guys, if you have any other questions about what I'm covering now or anything you want to explore today, even if you're totally new and there's just something about KV Core that you want to dive into, I can do that live here today. But let's bring up this ad and just take a look at it. I do not know what is going on with the internet today. It's it's dragging. Let's go. I don't know if it's me. I don't think it's Zoom. So I turned the ad off because it only ran for about 12 hours. So I'm trying to bring it up here, kill time while I wait for Facebook to load. But we got a handful of leads. Very interesting. I used a fun little script on the leads, which I thought might be interesting. I posted it in a Facebook group for you guys to use on your open house leads if you are using Property Boost. But it basically said something like, hey, thanks for checking out the open house. Are you planning on coming? Which I thought was an interesting thing to do in response to an open house. So we generated 3 leads right here. 3 leads for $7 a piece, and about 404 people saw it. And whatever, it was a 12-hour campaign. It probably took Facebook a couple hours to even get it live. But it just showed me that, you can do this quickly. And if I had 2 or 3 days, you can definitely generate some lead action, some activity from running a last-minute Facebook ad. But if you can plan it out and you have an open house the next coming weekend, definitely use Property Boost. Everything I did here would be automatically created for you. But I just did a simple address in the top of the ad here, and I copied and pasted the remarks. I recorded a quick screencast video. So let's go to the Facebook post. I just took my Screencast-O-Matic, which is the screencasting software I use, and I just scrolled through the pictures on my site. That's how I made the creative for the ad, and just uploaded the video to the ads dashboard. And again, had it live. One of the things too about doing an open house ad is that we get to tell the seller, hey, we ran a Facebook ad for the open house. Again, you'd like to do that a little quicker than 12 hours before the open house. But these are all things that contribute to both servicing the listing, but also generating a few leads. And we generated 3 direct leads. And then my favorite was this comment too: 2-bedroom, 1-bath for $350. You're out of your mind. Which is, hey, that's where the market's at. And then we got a nice response from the broker at Forever Floor. but yeah, that's what stuff's going for, right? But you can see these ads can get nice engagement. People will comment on the price. If they happen to live nearby and they're interested in dropping by the open house, of course, it's going to help with attendance. For the headline of the ad, I just used open house and the time. I put that in the headline. And then here's the video of me just open up my KV Core site. And you can see on the right column, I'm just clicking and scrolling through. Didn't really overthink the creative on this. It's a muted video. There's no voice, and it just kind of runs through in the middle. But If you need to do this manually, you can, but I would also say that it's just as easy if you have about a week's lead time and you really want to leverage your new listing and you're going to do an open house, definitely go into Property Boost, like you'll see me do here, and just choose the open house option. And if you are new, just so you know, Property Boost is probably the one ad product. It's probably our most popular one. It's the one that generates probably the lowest cost per lead in terms of getting a name, email, phone number into your database. Now, it's not high quality. It's not somebody who's saying, hey, I want to buy a house tomorrow. A lot of times they're just kind of curious about the open house or the property, but it is a great way to kind of fill the top of your funnel with good contact data. And if you're good about having conversations with people about real estate, or you're not too pushy and you just say, hey, thanks for checking out my listing. And you set them up for alerts and you kind of stay in touch, let the system do the automated things it does. Over time, you can start to see really nice results from this. So here's Property Boost. Let's see, what was that address actually? That was 2656. I hope they get their 350. I'm down the street in the 4-bedroom, so they can have their 350. Let's see. The neighbors always are rooting for you, right? In this market. So use the selected listing is what we'll click here. I just want to show you guys, you can see that the option up top is open house right in the middle. And then I believe it's a 3-day lead time. So if I clicked here, you can select the time, right? So definitely want to do that. The ad it'll go into the ad, and everything I had to do, which is a little involved. When Liz texted me Friday night, it was right before dinner date. I kind of scrambled, hoping not upset my wife, but everything I had to do to kind of do the creative and bridge it over with Zapier.com. There's a bunch of different steps to create the campaign. Our Property Boost service just kind of does it for you, out of the box, and just puts the ad live that night. So that's kind of how you do it. That's the context there. So again, not a lot of people on today, but Gary's asking, how do you do Property Boost? I kind of just showed it. You just go into the marketplace. There's a few different places inside of KV Core. You can do it directly from your listing, from the listings tab. You'll see an option. You can go into marketplace right here, and you can search for Property Boost, or you'll find it under the leads section. There's a number of places, and you just kind of click it and walk through the wizard. It's pretty easy. You feed it an address and you choose the type of boost that you want to do. Just a regular listing, an open house. Do you want to announce a price reduction, or do you want to talk about a just sold listing? You have those 4 options right there. And then it's a one-time fee depending on the duration of the ad that you can see right here. Usually people are picking 1-2 weeks tops in this market because things sell so fast, but you choose the duration. And, I'm a big fan of Facebook ads because the ones we do with the lead forms, because they do give you that good cell number. You can get a lot of quick responses back from people. I talk about this on almost every webinar, but it's just my favorite way to generate conversations is just send that quick auto text out using a KV Core Smart campaign, and you're good to go. I'll actually, if you guys are curious, I'm not seeing a lot of other questions. I can actually kind of log out of here, and maybe I'll jump back in and I'll show you the campaign I built for this agent for that open house. And the campaign, what I mean by campaign was because I knew it was only going to run for a day. What I mean is the one text message. So let me go bring that up here. I just got to kind of log in to her account. Do that in another window here. Where are we at? In the meantime, you can watch my pictures flash across the screen like a strobe light. Sometimes the more kind of choppy and obnoxious you can be in an ad with a video, sometimes you get more engagement because it doesn't look like anything else. And that's kind of what I did here by using my screencasting software. It's just kind of weird as it scrolls through. So I'm going to the Smart CRM here. Show you that campaign. And I'm sorry, guys, this has to be me, the speed here, because it's happening in every site I go to. It must be my internet. It's a bummer. It's just taking forever. So you can see the few leads that came in right here. You can see 2 of them. If I click through, 3 is not a good sample size. But the text that went out says, hi, thanks for checking out the address on my website right now. Do you think you'll be able to stop by the open house on Saturday? ? And I'm sure if this had a little more lead time, we would have gotten a few responses if we had a larger sample. But that seems to be a good script to me. If you're doing an open house ad, just ask them if they're coming. Because I know people will say, oh, no, I can't make it. And you go, oh, no problem. I'll get you a video. You have a chance to be of service if you can just get them to reply and answer that. And then what you can do from here, now that they're no longer on that campaign, or that campaign kind of ended, right? Because it only had one event in it. I can come over to the right and maybe add them to a longer term follow-up campaign over on the right. So, but definitely leading with listings, right? Open house announcements. What's cool about open houses, of course, is you can grab any top producer in your market who's cool and they don't want to give up their weekend maybe, or that you can just go around and offer people, ask them if they mind you doing an open house. And you might get some no's in this market because people don't want to share their listings, but you'll probably get a yes too. Just as many yeses of listing agents who are like, yeah, go ahead and hold it open. And once you get that, then you could probably build a whole business around KV Core by just running Property Boost open houses. If that's just your strategy, you're going to, do those every Saturday or Sunday. What's interesting to me is, everybody does open houses on the weekends, but I have personally seen other agents and myself back in the day, you could do fine with a Thursday at 7, right? Like an evening open house. So it is definitely a strategy that's low cost and a great way to get, targeted leads around specific listings flowing into your database. You're basically gonna get people clicking into that listing. So if your strategy is to own a certain farm or area of town, well, just try to hold as many opens in that area as you can, right? And just ask the other listing agents for help with that. Okay. Well, I need to get more people on these sessions because we've only got about 7 here today. Totally my fault for not promoting heavy. But do you guys have any other questions or anything you'd like us to dig into while we're live? The thinking here is it's just a little bit of an intro. We'll talk about something, a thing or two here, and then just anything that's on your mind or anything that you're a little fuzzy on with KV Core that you want a trainer like myself or the rest of the team to go into, we can do that live. Otherwise, we don't need to take up more than your time than is necessary. And I'll end the session here in a few minutes if there isn't much else. And then just watch out. I'll probably be sending out an email or further promotion tomorrow just to remind you guys about these sessions. I will put the replays up in the Facebook group and on YouTube so that you can access them. And yeah, that's the format. Just getting started this week, and we'll build momentum and have a lot more going on here. But otherwise, I'll call it a day here if that's okay with anybody else, unless we'll go going once, going twice, going 3 times for another question. And until then, we'll see you tomorrow. I'll be on here with another trainer and we'll have something new to share. Okay, guys, thanks a lot. Thanks for your questions, Gary. Welcome to KV Core. Definitely glad to have you on and definitely get through that quick start course. You're really going to like it. All right. See you guys.